comment came in yesterday asking if I washed clothes, and somebody replied to it saying that it's in the eBay policies. Well, there are updated eBay policies that doesn't say you need to wash it, is that they need to be cleaned. And there is a big difference with that. What people take it for and what their definition of cleaning and what washing is. Is it hand wash? Is it like machine washable? I want to talk to you more about that and bring you along for the rest of my day, and also try to find a box for these shoes that just sold. I've had these for several months listed. I got these along with some Christian Louis Vuitton red bottom shoes that sold for a good amount of money that I got at the flea market for 30. And I believe I got these for 30 or maybe even $40. I don't usually pay for items that cost that much unless it's like a good one. And I know definitely that it is worth getting and not just chancing. Now I need to find a box. These Versace shoes sold for $350 plus shipping. Because they're over $100 here on eBay, they're going to be going to somebody who's going to be authenticating them. And I got no worries about it. I've done all my checks on these things before I even listed it. And even if I ended up buying some fakes, I would have probably just dumped them or gave them to a friend who would rock them. People rock fakes all the time, but I wouldn't have sold it because that would have got me in trouble. I'm not going to chance my business just for some bucks when this is my lifestyle and livelihood of things. So let's go find a box and talk about more of cleaning, the pros and cons of washing, not washing things, and policies within eBay. Babe, can I have this box?
Yeah, it has the chemicals though.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it. Yeah. Hi, Tit. People are requesting a video just of you. This is all this is all they're gonna see is just him either hungry, sleeping, play for 20 seconds, and then hungry, sleeping. He did. Yeah. Oh, now you wanna get up? Sorry, Tip, I gotta get some stuff for your mom. The bananas, two of them or one? Two. We also have people coming over to check out the AC unit. They're gonna check to make sure everything's running really well, and also fix the little door that they got into on the other side of the house to get into the attic for the ACs, that they repair it because they damaged it and it's been several months now. Let's get this packed. I am going to be using, so these shoes are actually going to be going through the eBay's authentication process. So although I had these at around 5 pounds in the packaging, eBay ends up changing it to a 30-pound 20 by 20 by 20 dimension type box or packaging. So I am not, because I know they're going to inspect this, I am not going to be sealing the bags here, but I do want them separated just so they're not rubbing against each other or creating anything on there during transportation. Like a glove. All right, so we'll talk more about this. I wash things and the pros and cons of cleaning material, t-shirts, hard goods, and other things that I bring in the house. Do I wash it or do I not, and why? And then you could tell me if you would or wouldn't. Some really good 2 days of sales, and it's just getting started. And I just got an offer for some jeans. Hopefully that goes into, I'm gonna accept that here in a second, and hopefully it gets paid for. And we could have that dropped off here in a moment as well. I'll tell you more about that when it does sell. Ooh. You look like a carrot. You look like a chunky little carrot right there. A little albino carrot. You always want to lay down. You just want belly rubs? I'll choke you because you're so cute. Come on. Little home maintenance of washing the dishes. I don't mind washing dishes. I used to hate washing dishes. I think it just felt like it was always there. I was a kid at the time and felt like I just want to play. And now I am. As an adult, I feel like I play all the time. Thrifting, I feel like it's a game to me. Trying to find the best deals, the best items to get the most points. But in this case, currency. I ended up taking some stuff out of the restroom because they usually bring a ladder in here to get up in the attic. And they're also gonna, it's hard to see with probably the phone here, but there's a lot of like footsteps on there and smudges, and then the corners are broken off. It's just like it's kind of tilted so you can't see it. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be replacing that, or at least they told us they're gonna have somebody replace it. We'll see. While Carla's playing games and Tip is on alert for the guys to come over to check out the AC unit, I am going to be finishing up the rest of the bundle from yesterday to put up on eBay. At least most of the stuff's there on eBay. Tip is on alert right now. I think he hears trucks outside. Let's see. Nope. Nope. It might be the garbage man on Mondays. They pick up garbage and they're recycling people. They come at 2 different times and it's always a random time. Do I wash thrifted clothes or do I clean them? Yes, I do. Again, it depends. I ended up washing 2 shirts yesterday. Speaking of, oh, that was loud at that moment. Speaking of washing thrifted clothes, here's a couple of shirts that I ended up getting at Salvation Army. Just some fun t-shirts I plan on having on Whatnot. If you're not first, you're last. Do you know what movie that's from? Wow, I feel like that video's getting, that game's getting louder. This one's cool. I thought this one was nice. There is a little partial, probably thrifted tag on there. Keep it cool. And I thought it was pretty cool because it has a cool bird on there and it's freaking hot. So I thought it was ironic. Jeez, is it just louder in this room? Going through yesterday's laundry, washed and dried some apparel that I was hoping that would take out some blemishes. So this one would be like around a $20 shirt. Toadies, $15 to $20 shirt, thrifted shirt. And sometimes when you wash items, they end up shrinking. I feel like this shrunk a little bit. What size it is? Small. So Toadie's shirt. Right here was some blemish right on the bottom. You see that? And then right there, so I chanced this because I was only getting them for $1. I said, if I could take that out, it's gonna be worth getting. Also, I wanna test my skills. I washed it and I dried it, but that doesn't mean it's the end all to it that I can't get the stain out. So I wanna push myself for things that are more valuable. But if it's a little harder to do, then I wanna learn more on how to work on that for more valuable items. The other shirt is the stray cats or stray rats. That one's gonna be another like $20 shirt or more. One of the pros is that when you're washing and drying some stuff is that it's gonna be fresh, clean, and ready to wear. It's very presentable when somebody gets it and they just could smell the cleanliness. That's a good thing. Immediately, usually a happy camper. But sometimes when you don't wash it and you think it doesn't smell, it might actually does. It might actually does smell. Going to Iraq a couple of tours out there, my sense of smell has really deteriorated to where some things I'm like, I don't smell it. It doesn't smell spicy like food or even apparel. And then my wife would be like, oh, hell no. So different strengths sometimes in the senses of smelling and sometimes visual too. My eyes are not the best and I do try. This one was one that had a little like booger mark on here. It was like really white on there. And I didn't use my finger. I just used the garment with it to rub it to see if I could feel like I could take it out. And I did. So I ended up getting, I believe this kids, or maybe, yeah, kids medium True Religion hoodie would go for around 20 bucks. I ended up buying that at the Salvation Army. And with all the things that I got from there, I pretty much paid $1.25 or $1.27 for it. So $1.27. Taking the time to washing a bundle of items
it's going to be preferred to not just do 1 or 2 at a time, unless you're lucky to be on a place like a military base or something like that, to where you don't care about water, but it's still good to preserve as much water as you can with everything going on in the world. These pants were really, to me, were like really faded looking, but it looked like faded, dirty, dusty. And now that I've washed it, it actually looks better, like a really good clean pants. Not how I found it at first. It's like a $20-$30 pant right here. If I was to leave it dirty and send it, I could be chancing trying to get the money that I want, but the person's gonna receive it and be like, dude, you could have washed it. Either leave me a neutral review or a negative review. I'm trying to always be in the positive. I'm not perfect, and I do get upset at things, and I do make mistakes, but I'm always trying to make improvements. And sometimes even when I'm looking for things to catch and not like screw up, I still do. I mean, I'm human. You won't get everything, especially when it comes to apparel. One may look like the next thing, and you overlook something because it's super repetitive. So I got some of my own apparel in here. Another pro to washing these things is that you get rid of like dog hair, debris of sorts, just things that shouldn't be on there, to just make it even better for the person that you're selling it to or that buys it. But it's also a good indicator when you do wash stuff too, would be that when you're washing stuff and you find blemishes on things that you bought, say, fairly cheap for, hopefully, and you find that there's flaws, it saves you rather than, I'm gonna send it as is and chance things. I do not like to be based off a chance. Yeah, okay, Joe was changing. Tell people want stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be downstairs.
Okay, and then are the 2 units on the front side of your house or in the backyard?
Backyard on that side.
Okay. I just like to have this open for when I do it, you know?
Yeah. So I've already washed this, dried this, found the blemishes on the bottom, which appear lighter now that it's drying off. And then I ended up spraying some power wash, Dawn power wash on it to see if it'll take it off. And when I was turning it over, looking at it, I realized that the marks on here are from the inside. So I'm assuming, having a lot of knowledge, not some, about graphic designs, screen printing using plastisol inks and sublimations, that is ink from a printer that ended up being on the bottom and just dragging over, and it was probably just thrown out and donated. There are a lot of companies out here that do like third-party printing for people, and it was a cool design. Unfortunately, not worth reselling now, but I may be able to find something to do with this, like cut out this pattern or use it as a reference to create my own designs and things like that. So it's never just an end to all, but with people asking about pros and cons of washing and not washing, pro is going to be that you could find flaws, you could remove debris, you could move things that people may be allergic to that were sitting inside here beyond what the eye could see. And then the con would be for some people, but a pro that it transitions to, that it would be that it's going to cost you time washing, drying, hand washing, trying to figure things out, how to remove a stain for something that's worth doing, or learning along the way. Being educated and stuff is the bigger value in things to help make it easier to find things in the future. But with that con of the time, of efficiency of time, water, detergent, drying, electricity, effort, Dawn power soap, some people get very into the cost of things when it's not really that big of a deal, at least for me. A lot of people inside there, from the counter to the door as you enter, using the kiosk to get labels and to go to the counter. And it doesn't make me mad. I think it's funny at times, but also sad, because why aren't the USPS teaching these people that they could get labels online? It's still through them. All right, so my opinion of should you wash or not wash thrifted items, I'm gonna say if you need to. If you feel that you don't, you still hold the responsibility of potentially having returns or negative feedback, and you just gotta own it and learn from it. All right, I've already tried to scan it twice and it's not printing. That's not good.
But yeah, I can scan for you back here.
Okay. So there's a new spot in Centennial area, folks. Sorry Not Sorry Creamery, and I went inside just to get a little peek. I've been wanting to stop at this vendor for so long, like over 2 years. Finally doing it.
Have you bought honey from us before?
No, but I see y'all here for like the last few years, and I'm like, I gotta pull over.
Perfect.
And get information.
We've been here for a hot second. But yeah, this is all local honey. It's all raw too, so there's no added flavor.
Local as in where? Like,
we keep all of our bees up towards the Mount Charleston area.
so not far at all.
Yeah,
Really
super
local.
close by. Usually we do 4 different types of honey at a time. That's what we have here. We have 4 different types. So we have an orange blossom honey, Russian olive, and then we have a chaparral.
Did you say Russian olive?
Elevation dandelion. Yeah, Russian olive. It's an invasive
Wow.
plant. And so, like, because it's coming from different flowers, you get different benefits too. So Russian olive is good for your kidneys, asthma, arthritis problems, all of that. And then orange blossom is good for everything, vitamin C.
I ended up getting the orange blossom. This alone was $20, and with the prices of the way things are, this is the price that I was expecting. This is one of the, I would say, more affordable ones for me at the time. At the moment, there are some that are like $60 for the larger jars, but I don't want to dive into something just because it's organic, it's local, and it's something that I've been wanting. I want to test things out, and if it's good and Carla likes it, that helps a lot more to try out other flavors and invest more in it, and also support local companies. So just because you have money doesn't mean you should just give it away right away. Make sure to think about it a little bit. At least I do, and it keeps some money in my pocket for a little longer, and that is always fun. What you doing over here, boy? What are you doing? Huh? You're waiting for me? Oh, you want to smell this? You went straight to this. Does it smell good? I don't know. I think he's okay with that. Oh, that's really good. Got all over my hands though. That is some good honey. My battery's gonna die. Let me plug this in before we cover the pros and cons, because there are some things I feel like I didn't mention yesterday because I was back and forth and we had people in the house. The AC unit guy did say that our AC unit is in tip-top shape. Unfortunately, he is not the one that's going to be fixing the little door going up into the attic. So somebody's going to be coming over within a week or two or less to fix that. But the question of, do you wash items to resell? I found that to be a very solid question that I think people will have different answers. And I ended up taking it a step further. So I ended up asking in my community tab on my thrifting channel, do you wash thrifted apparel to resell? Which answer best suits you? There, 147 votes that came in. And in this question was a poll of 3 options. You could either choose which 50% people voted yes, I wash it all. 1% voted no, I only choose the cleanest items. And the reason why I asked that, because I personally know people who get things that are not project resellable items. They find the best items and that's what they stick to. That is their standard. Not everybody has that to where they could just find amazing stuff. There are a lot of things where people go only to the bins, and majority of those items, at least 90% of made up number would be that they have to wash their items. That suits them. Again, trying to find the best items but still need washing. And then 48 of people ended up voting yes and no depending on the item. So I want to read some questions or some comments that came in from that, and then go back into the bullets that I created to share with you all pros and cons, and see if some of these comments are going to relate to some of the things that I bring up. So Michelle ended up writing, I do not resell, but you better believe I wash thrifted items on hot, just in case there's a possibility of bed bugs. I once thrifted a pair of Toms. I went outside with them took out the insoles and saw a husk of a bug. I don't know what it was or if it was a bed bug, but it looked pretty damn close. I threw those away. Vintage flipping vibes. Let the buyer do the washing. I feel like a lot of people agree with that, but everybody is different, which is why I thought this was a really good question to bring up to y'all. So make sure to like and subscribe. I do not want to ruin this person's name, so I'm going to say their last name. I'm going to say Miss Ramirez 5233. I wash everything with sanitizer detergent, even if things like tablecloths. The only exception is that I do not wash new with tags because I don't want tags to be destroyed. I wash because I don't like anything that could contaminate my home, and because customers like the fresh look and smell of clean items. I completely agree. That is a very good reply. Let me give that a thumbs up. 08 Fonz, who is Jonathan Rivera out in Arizona, left a comment, most people donate from their closets, not their hampers. I feel like that is partially true. Very, very true, but I feel it's partially true because there are a lot of people that I've run into that donate items that have been in storage units or else their family members, and still you don't know where you get items or where they come from. And back to the bed bugs, those things go anywhere. When it goes inside a thrift store, unlike a retail store, more than likely you'll find those little critters there somewhere. And all of the years that I've been reselling, I've never come across any bugs even on the floor of thrift stores. So I find that to be pretty good, but that doesn't mean the items that I come across do not need washing. It all depends on the items that I find. Crazy Kiwi, if there's no funky smell and no stains, I don't wash them. Some thrift stores already wash them, like Deseret Industries. I did not know that Deseret Industries washed their items. So those are some of the comments people left. And I am going to be sharing you some bullet points that I got up on here and read them through and see if some of them relate to some of the comments that were left behind out of the 147 votes and the few comments that I just shared with you. Pros: hygiene. Washing thrifted clothes removes dirt, bacterial, potential allergens that may have accumulated. Hygiene. Hygiene is a good one. I feel like a lot of people, even when they buy a retail store, still wash their clothes before they wear them. Some people do, some people don't. I know when I was a kid, I wanted to wear them fresh, brand new. But as I gotten older, I want to wash the items before I wear them. But when you're washing items as well, you're eliminating debris, dirt, chemicals, collagen, and collagen? Yeah, I think that's the correct word. Collagen is going to be, you're preventing maybe allergy attacks for people who have really bad sinus allergy reactions to things. And then the chemical could be one. For example, me, I have eczema. Some of you may have eczema. So the detergents and things that you wear are used in washing really determines your comfort level and what you don't want to deal with. So I'm going to bear with me on that one, because there are people that have messaged me on eBay if I use unscented detergent. And at one time me and my wife were using it. We ran out of it. It was harder to find, more expensive. So we just stuck with the regular detergent of type. So I ended up messaging one person of two, and told them, like, actually I am using that. And I showed them a photo just as proof. And then the two other people, I replied back because I wasn't using the unscented detergent at the time. And they said, oh, it's okay, I'll buy it anyways. I'll just wash it myself when I get it, to have their detergent within the garment. Or a pro could be a con depending what detergent, which could be time consuming and cost effective. Time. Washing your apparel is going to take time. On average, a full load would be around 40 minutes. To dry the items, probably just as long. So time will take a bit of effort, along with detergent, softener, dryer fabric sheets. Another one, pro would be colors that you have in the material, or colors could be revived, being darker and more vibrant. Or the cons could be that they're going to fade, the colors are going to run. If you don't wash the items, it could be that they smell. that they look dirty, and that causes the potential of maybe having refunds and returns. So just to highlight a few things and not to drag it on, because I feel like this is some where people may cringe and could get really into it, and I want to see more of that in the comments to see what your feedback would be. This is not something I do often, which is why it's horrible for me to go over bullet points and harp on things. I am not a teacher in that way. I am more of like a personal person of things and why I resell and how it makes me feel, not so much this other end of the business. But I hope you enjoyed it all. I like that I am trying something new and getting out of my comfort zone to be more comfortable about getting to know more about you all and what you think about washing, as simple as washing or not washing things. So we all have our own standards and things that we do and not do, and I'm curious to see what you have to say in the comments. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.